Welcome back to my channel here at Trades to G. My name is Sammy. Today we're going to look at WEBULL, APLD, and a small cap ticker that was under my radar, but it's making explosive moves because they're executing on their contract. So let's go ahead and chart. We're going to take a look at WEBULL first. So this is your typical good earnings. Sell the news, buy the fear scenario on WEBULL. WEBULL is a growth stock that had a 42% growth this past quarter. The chart alone is still positive. Now, the beautiful thing about what I'm about to present to you is that we know at least we're anticipating the potential reversal. The markets are not acting nice. WEBULL selling off. This is reminding me of APLD back in April lows where their earnings were bad, or allegedly the street didn't like their earnings, and then you had the battery, aka SPY, dumping, and it pushed APLD from, I believe, was $8 to $3. It was a crash. This is another scenario where I see WEBULL that reminds me of that situation happening now. And this is where you buy the opportunity. If WEBULL continues to drop, I have a harmonic completion exactly 1198 in this range. 1198, this is a butterfly harmonic, and it's at a key support area bounce. If you look left, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and take a look at this. If you look left, we have a beautiful bounce area here at this closing candle, support and support candle wicks. So this is where the completion happens, and then you have something called the HOP zone, which is in the range of 1154 and 1198. I am going to load the boat in this range. WEBULL is very much a buy for me. They didn't even target the another part of the revenue stream that's going to happen in a couple of months and years is the whole cryptoverse aspect of it. They just released the cryptocurrency aspect of their app to United States citizens about 3 days ago. So that's a whole nother revenue stream coming in the next 3 months. And that's also going to be in there, that's another stream of revenue. So WEBULL is still a buy. It's inside a broad rounding bottom. You're going to have a lot of sell-offs, and market sentiment is not giving us a reversal yet. And this is what I love. You're going to buy the absolute bottom on this, and I'm targeting 12 bucks, 11.54. That's my zone to buy, and not financial advice. I am loading the boat. And one last thing on this, your oscillators are showing continuous bearish momentum. And what I mean is, if I just open up if I can actually open up my MACD real quick. I'm sorry, folks. If I open up my MACD real quick on the daily, that histogram bar is very significant. That the MACD is very significant. We're about to cross that center line. So the continuation to the downside is still intact, but that's okay. That's okay. We're not done with WEBULL. WEBULL is very much a buy. Moving on to an APLD. So a lot of things going on here on APLD. First and foremost, NVIDIA sold 100% of their stake on APLD. This news was released yesterday. This is not good in terms of why investors are going to question why are they selling their stake. Why did they? NVIDIA doesn't need, they don't need the extra cash. Shout out to Wonderful pointing that out. Discord member of mine. They don't need the cash. So why did they sell their stake on APLD? A lot of question marks. Why? But I do have a harmonic shark here at the 886 completion point at 1047. This is really good with shark harmonics when they end at a ratio, adding confluence. Again, this is another concerning bearish, pretty much patterns and continuation I'm seeing. So one thing that I'm looking at is this negative DI here, and this is on the daily time frame. I do not like how this is literally pointing up. Your positive DI is pointing down, and then the ADX is sort of like a roller coaster at the tippity top, and then it's gonna come crashing down. And when the ADX starts crashing down, that momentum continuation is going to be heavier because it's all the way at the top. And this positive DI is going to literally start the incline of this movement. Now, again, the signal line on the MACD, even worse. I'm on the daily, folks. We crossed the signal line. And if you guys know how these MACDs work, the last time we crossed the signal line, folks, look at this. we had a massive, massive sell-off. And right at the center line of the MACD, we had a nice reversal bounce. So at least from prior price history, we know where the potential bounce will be. But the fact that we crossed the line, the MACD line and the signal, that's got to tell you a story, okay? So we pay attention to the story. We read between the lines. And right now, it's going to be the bearish momentum is very in right now, okay? And other things I want to continue to hammer home is excuse me, I don't even know what's happening here, is the RSI, okay? The RSI is, again, pointing south. Now, I do see a bounce here at this pivot point. So at least where this pivot point is going to be, I suspect it's going to be the 236. If we do not bounce off the 236, 1532 coming in next week, guys, it's going to be max pain down to 14 bucks. Okay, down to 14 bucks, because if SPY, Bitcoin, and Nvidia is selling their stake on the overall, it's pretty much three things that are going to drive APLD down. Okay, three things. And if the market continues to sell off, breaking that 236, $15.32 is it's bad, because now the buyers that always bought it at the 5 EMA on the daily, they're not going to step in now. Okay, we're going to lose a good portion of people that had a lot of bullish sentiment on APLD back away a little bit because of the news and the overall entire market. Look at where we are now. We're at the 10 EMA. We bounced off that, got a reaction. But I suspect a continuation to the downside if markets don't flip, rejecting that 236 once we hit and then come back down 1532, 14 bucks is very possible. 382. Again, market continues to sell off. I got a whole completion point, perfect ratio, 886 at that 886. The shark harmonic 886 completion ends at the 886 Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so we're going to monitor the RSI. I'm going to draw some pivot points here. Always pay attention to the RSI. RSI is your best friend. You had a pivot point here, pivot, pivot, again, 236. Another pivot point here, 57.7. And if we break that, we're going to come back to that center line. I'm not liking this right now. So just keep an eye on APLD. It's just something to be worried about, but also be vigilant, stay active. Do not be afraid to, take profits and you're in the green. I would personally take profits just because of the odds are not in my favor yet. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Moving along, the last ticker is MOBX. This is the one that was under my radar. This was recommended from a neighbor of mine, and then all of a sudden my scanner is going off. This thing is up 10 or was it 8% on the day. And then the reason why is because they executed, or they had a design acceptance from the military. The military is putting their products, MOBX products, into their technology. And what this company does is basically they prevent, I forgot exactly what it was. They prevent something with the technology. But forget all that noise. I'm more of a chart guy. I love what I'm seeing on the weekly on this thing. We had a huge engulfing bullish candle, and what I love the most is this bullish engulfing volume. This pretty much encapsulated every bar for weeks out, okay, for weeks out. And the last time we had that, it was pretty much here on January 21st. We had a huge reaction and then a huge sell-off. So obviously we have a key resistance here, but what's really entertaining me even more is that we have an engulfing candle and we hit the 236 macro. Let me turn off the micro. What I'm just trying to get at is that if we break above the 236, $1.19 next week, and we close candles above the 236, 119, that means we have a 80%, excuse me, where is it? Whoops, got rid of that. Excuse me. 236. This is the macro Fibonacci. Sorry guys, the macro. I had to fix it. And let me just make sure this is actually correct. Yep, from the high to the low. Okay, good. We have a macro, even better. We have a macro 236 at $1.15. If we start closing candles above the 236 at $1.15, guys, we have an 80% chance of getting to the 382. Okay. Another thing to note on the daily, guys. This is what really caught my attention even more. This thing has a pending golden cross scenario, okay? When you have the 50 SMA converging with the 200 SMA. My 200 is the yellow line. My 50 SMA is my blue line. This is pointing up, folks. This is sideways. That's a golden pocket. Golden cross. So not only are we seeing a potential pending golden cross, we're also above the 236 macro. Everything about this ticker is really, really interesting. And the best thing about this is this is a military play. They got the military. They're in the perimeter of the military, folks. And their technology works. Let me make this clear. If you're selling or you're executing on demand, you have military, you're in the perimeter of the military, the sky's the limit with this thing, because you can expand on this technology. If the Department of Defense sees this as more, you can grow on this, find new ways to implement it in other tech or whatever have you. They will get acquired, they will get contracts, they will just start, releasing products. The sky's the limit on this, okay? I'm more of a chart guy, and when I see positive momentum continuation, I'm going to take it. I got in around 106 immediately. Okay, 106. I didn't know anything about this company in terms of their internal, what they do. I got in because of candle structure, terminal candles, and then harmonics on top of that. And what I love the most is we got a volume coming in. Look at the volume, 1.96 million, and your average was 7. People are stepping in here. Okay, people are stepping in. They're seeing some signs. I got in, and I'm not backing away from this, because look at the MACD here, folks. That's a huge significant cross that center line, and you have more momentum when you're in the center line, and you had the swing cross on the signal with the MACD at the center. That has more of like a whiplash, and that's positive. Okay, that's very, very positive. Now, if I turn on the weekly in terms of the macro, guys, the macro is even better. Look at the MACD. Okay, look at the RSI, folks. The RSI is even better, folks. I have to point this out for you. Okay, we have crossed. Okay, we have crossed pretty much a technical area. Okay, we bounced off a technical area. Okay, this structure right here, this RSI was higher than this one, and then this was a key support bounce twice, months ago, weeks out. Okay, the fact that this made a new higher low in the RSI in terms of the structure, you also pass this pivot resistance line, aka resistance line. Look left, folks. Look, resistance, and we fell off on the RSI. Resistance, we fell off on the RSI. We're above that key resistance line on the RSI. So another macro outlook of the potential continuation and breaking layers. Obviously, we have a key resistance at 145. We break that, it's off to the races on this thing. But I love the setup. Do not sleep on MOBX. Just like how we called sound. I said the 3 rising valleys. If you watch my last video, we called sound, and thus it went up 10% the following day, yesterday. The point is, guys, don't sleep on this thing. It's a dollar stock. It's a military play. A lot of potential upside to this. Anything's possible. I love what I see. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like the channel, like the video. Join the Discord, folks. It's all free. And I will see you soon. And I believe I'm going to release a video out regarding Bitcoin. But always protect yourselves. Do not be afraid to take profits, guys. Okay? Thank you.